Yeah, what's good, people? What's good? It's 101 weekly, and we're here to do the player ratings for Arsenal's 2-1 win over West Ham. I just want to see how my panel's getting on. What's going on, Bertram? Bertram, heavy into the American football.
I don't think you want my ratings today. I don't think you want my ratings today. I think I was a day I just passed and says, you know what? I give them all a black score because it's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal.
I think so. I mean, I just went through my grades last. When did I went through them this morning, and it wasn't looking good. And we got to be honest, man. Look, that's what we're here for. Constructive criticism, but I am really happy with the result, regardless of what happened. Mikel Arteta even said last season that would have been a draw or a loss. And here we are playing as bad as we were, coming out with 3 points. It couldn't be better. So I think we have to.
I feel bad for West Ham, actually. I feel bad for West Ham because they're in dire strait and they are the better team. And their supporters must be kicking themselves because they had us on the ropes and let us off. Frankly, so.
Well, you know, we have Ian, who's our West Ham correspondent on a Friday Premier League show. I haven't heard from him yet, but I'm sure he's probably watching this show and thinking, "Oh, what am I going to say on Friday?" I mean, he didn't really give his team a hell in hope to turn us over, and they were the better team. So, yeah. Ebony, how are you doing? Ebony, are you on your way home?
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, on our way home.
Yeah. Today's been all right. You know, quiet at work, but yesterday's game, it was a wake-up call, a huge wake-up call, and that'll be reflected in my ratings as well.
Yeah, look, everyone's bringing the steam today, man. Everyone's bringing the funk. Neomis, we missed you on the stream yesterday, my brother.
Yeah, no. I had my goddaughter's birthday was on that day, and I was trying to get back in time, so I didn't watch the game live, but I ended up recording it. So I saw it after most people did. So I guess my perspective is a little different from everyone. We didn't have a good game, but I definitely think I'm more on the I expected this result rather than it is just awful. Terrible compared to what I've seen online, but yeah, be interested to hear what everyone has to say.
Yeah, definitely. And listen, let's get straight into it. I'm not sure if African Gooner is going to be making it today. I didn't hear from him in the forum earlier on, but we got to say what's up to our people. What's going on, D? D said midaya. And we've got Scott from China as well. What's going on, bro? Scott's saying it's 2 a.m. here in China. Bro, listen, oh, wow. I'm loving that, man. Loving that commitment for you as an Arsenal fan to come in here and have your say and talk about the team that you love and give us your feedback as well. Kuke is in the house, man. We were poor. Sign Oa and sign Party if you have some cojones, Arsenal. So listen, that's where the African Gooner's been coming from all along, man. So guys, as you know, we have a new structured player rating where we do it by section. That way it doesn't take us 2.5 hours to get through. We can get through this in 90 minutes, and it's great for me because my Skins game against Cardinals starts at 9 o'clock. Come on, you Skins. And I can't wait for all of that. But we're going to go in it. Oh, Bertram.
You playing St. Louis today?
We're playing Cardinals, yeah.
Oh, wow. I feel for you.
Well, I mean, we've got that front four. Yeah, we've got that front four, all first-round draft picks running around after Kyler Murray. That's going to be a good challenge for us, man.
They better be in shape.
Yeah, they are, man. I mean, this is what we're talking about now.
Okay.
Also, we've got, oh my God, someone's already sent me 20 quid in on the super chat. And all right, it's a PayPal. All right, thanks, guys. It's 18. Thanks, yes, 18. I've received it. Thank you very much, my brother. Guys, listen, let's get straight into it, man. Arsenal got away with one yesterday. And look, we can't have it both ways. We can't moan when we lose and we draw. Actually, yes, we can. We can have it both ways because after the performance in the first week, as I said to you guys on the game watch along yesterday, we got to learn to embrace it. We got to learn to win ugly. And that's what the best teams do. The best teams don't play well and they come away with 3 points. And if this is new territory for us, I alluded to last season when we couldn't even beat the bottom of the dregs team. We lost twice to Brighton. Yep. In the first game against Watford and Norwich, we didn't get 3 points. Here we are against West Ham. A lot of people are saying they're not a very good team. I disagreed when we did our Premiership show. I actually said to Bertram and Ian that they had the run of the mill. They had the rod with the green against Newcastle. Statistically, they had more chances and they should have done better. We could see it. Antonio's just a beast. I mean, people talk about Traore, but Antonio is just a beast, and he's actually a better footballer than Traore. Traore is just a man child. But listen, but Antonio is actually a better footballer. He has better skills. As a striker, he's better on the ball. And I thought he gave us a lot of trouble. He gave Holding a lot of trouble yesterday. But listen, let's get straight into it as far as the player ratings goes. We're going to go. Let's bring it up right now. And guys in the chat, send us your figures right now. We're going with Bert Leno, Klasnach, Gabriel, and Holding. Let me go first. I've given Leno a very generous 5. And when I say a very generous 5, it's because, for all of West Ham's fight, I don't think he was tested much. The shots that came into him were direct at the goalkeeper, so he just really had to do the best to grip the shots and not spill them. For me, he wasn't tested. A mixed bag in the second half. He had a crucial strike save from Jared Bowen, and then he had a stop to deny Antonio. But as I said, these were shots that were directed at him straight to the goalkeeper. But man, was he ever shaky on crosses. I was petrified. Every time the ball came into the Arsenal box through the air, I said, Gabriel and Holding better get a head on it because goalkeeper ain't going to do nothing here. And he didn't fill me with any confidence whatsoever. For me, guys, that along with poor distribution, I think I mean, it's a 4, but I'm just being generous because we won the game and he made those 2 stops. I mean, he could have spilled it. My expectations of him are so low. Talking about him spilling the ball, that was something I never had to talk about with Martinez. But here we are, guys, and I'm just petrified with this goalkeeper behind our back 4. So average, below average game for me. Rob Holding didn't fare too better. I gave him a 5.5. Antonio exposed his lack of pace. I think he should have done better at the goal. Antonio got in front of him. As a defender, you have to trap that blind side. You have to, don't let the striker get in front of you. At least hold an arm out. Do something to stop that guy from getting this position from you. Holding didn't do that. I thought he was decent in the hair. I thought he communicated well with Ceballos in terms of, cutting up the inside as well, and this forced West Ham to go with long balls when we were playing the high ball. But overall, I just thought Holding was average. Gabriel, I gave him a strong 7.5, and actually he was my man of the match. I talked to Vince yesterday about Ceballos, but when I watched the game again, I was looking at different things with Gabriel, and I thought Gabriel was solid in the air. He was great he was the best player with the ball at his feet. Creativity was there from him, playing out the back. The midfielders was useless in that respect. And he had a good amount of blocks. He had 4 blocked shots. When Leno spilt that cross and it fell to Rice and he had a shot, it was Gabriel that got down there and blocked the shot. He had another block later on in the game. He was progressive with his distribution. He engaged in physical battles with Antonio, and Antonio never came out on top of those. We know what Gabriel's like with the 50-50 ball. And I'm just loving it, guys. I'm loving it. I'm loving the player right now. So I'm giving him man of the match this week. Klasnach, I gave a 1. He was awful. He pressed too high. He got caught out on the counter-attack countless times. No sense of positional awareness. Terrible dealing with crosses. He's just not a natural centre-back. And he should have closed Fredericks down for that cross that led to the goal. If that was Kieran Tierney, he would have never let him get that cross in. Just completely and utterly exposed. Klasnach gets a 1. Bertram, over to you.
I'm not as harsh as some people.
Bro, you told me. Oh, bro. Wait till the score.
So my grades are not as better, but I'm not giving anybody a 1 because they played actually. So I gave Leno a 5. Look, we know Leno's weaknesses. They manifest themselves yesterday. It's no surprise. He's atrocious on crosses. The ball is split. I'm not going to blame him. I think he tried to be aggressive. That's the problem. He's trying to compensate for his inability with high balls, and he came and being very aggressive and fell on the ground. So I'm not going to blame him. I gave him a 5. It's Leno. He'll make the great stops. I need to give up some ridiculous goals on crosses. And we're just weak in crosses, period. This is not about Gabriel or Holding or anyone. Even Tierney is just not what we do well. As for the Holding, I think Holding is being shown up. I am not the biggest Holding fan. I think he's a decent defender. Before his injury, yes, he was pretty good. He is not recovered. I think it takes 2 years to recover from an ACL injury. Most players you see, it takes 2 years. It doesn't take a year. You get back to running. You getting confidence in your knee and how your knee works, and he's not there. But look, Antonio bullies everybody. It's not about Holding. It's not about he bullies everybody he plays against. Tierney last year pulled his shoulder out because of Antonio. So I gave Holding a 4.5. I gave Gabriel a 6. I don't think Gabriel deserves a 7.5. He had a handball, which was a handball. Should have been a penalty. He closed his eyes heading the ball. Can't close your eyes to defend heading the ball. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Put your head on the ball. One of the crosses that came in, Antonio missed the goal. Antonio uses his thigh to score. Antonio's not a great goal scorer. He scores goal. He's not a great goal scorer. He should put his head on the ball, it's in the net. If he's put his head on the ball, there is no mistake he scores. He tried to use his leg to score the ball, and that's why he missed. The cross, you could blame Kolasinac, you could blame Gabriel, you could blame everybody on the defense. I thought the midfielders were more at blame because the ball came from all the way on the right side, over the left side. We had one in the middle who was trying to stop the ball or slow down the play. So I don't really necessarily blame anybody for the goal. Sometimes teams score decent goals, and it was a tough ball to stop. But the same thing with Leicester last year, with Gray, where he crossed on Vardy scored. It's very difficult when you're facing one way and the ball is coming behind you, but to stop somebody who knows where they're going, you don't know where you're going. So I think that was difficult. So I gave Gabriel a 6. I gave Kolasinac is my favorite player because I don't know what managers are thinking. Like, he has zero awareness. I mean, favorite meaning he's my favorite player in terms of he doesn't understand the game. He defends a defenseless person because he's Ozil's defender. So what you should go do? Go defend Ozil wherever he is because he can't defend either. So he needs somebody to defend him. But you can't bring him on your team, but you're going to play left. He can't play the 3. It's impossible because he doesn't know how to play defense. He was on the defense. He was on the best 11 when he left Germany to come be with us. He was in the 11 for the team of the season. He was in that team, and he came to us on a free, and he's been atrocious defensively. Like, I would never, ever play him instead of Maitland-Niles. I don't know what Arteta is. And we'll get to Arteta's grade, by the way, because he didn't do a good job. You can't play Kolasinac. You just can't. He's not a defender. He's never aware. He doesn't know where the person's going to be. He doesn't look behind him. He doesn't see the field. So I gave him a 4 because I'm in a generous mood today.
You gave Kolasinac a 4?
Yeah, I gave him a 4. Wow. I decided not to give anybody below a 4 because I've been told I'm mean with my grades. So I'm going to give him, I'm going to grade below 4.
Bertrand, don't listen to what, I don't care what people say. If they take it,
I've heard I'm too mean in my grades.
Listen, make them take their licks. That's what I'm saying.
But if I wanted to be fair to Kolasinac, I'll give a 2.5. But I'm going to be generous today because I'm grading on the curve, by the way. That means you get 1.5 just being on the field. You get 2.5 for your actual grade. No, Kolasinac is, people don't realize he's awful defensively. Just awful. Yep. He has no clue.
He's got no clue, mate. Seriously.
Everybody's grandmother could play better defense than he does.
Her mother.
No, your mother and I are not the same category. She's much better because she's younger than your grandmother.
Hey, listen, I gave Kolasinac a 1 just for turning up and putting on the shirt. Yeah, I thought, you know what, you managed to get your shirt on, okay, so I'll give you a 1 for that. That's all your grades done, yeah?
Gabriel, I want to make one point actually. No, 1 point before we go further, which is very important. Mm-hmm. So I watched Liverpool play today. And this whole thing about stats of this person had 95% passing ratings and 89%. If you're a midfielder going forward, playing either wide of the CM or the person in the offensive number 10, and your stats are over 90%, I don't rate you. That means you're not trying to make any dangerous passes. You're not trying to split the defense. You're not making 40-yard passes. You're playing 2-yard passes. Nobody who's trying to penetrate defenses get 95%. Because you know what? Defenders are going to block the passes. So these stats we keep quoting about 95, 96%, you can throw that out the door. Overrated stats.
You know what? I have to agree with you because El Nene has the highest percentage of stats in the team over the last period of when he played, 94.9% passing accuracy, but the ball goes sideways and backways. And I don't have a problem with that for one reason, because he's the only one in the team that doesn't give the ball away. I mean, had he been in the lineup, I don't think we'd have done much better in the first 15 minutes. So does Arteta. Arteta knew he was taking a punt on that team sheet. It wasn't a very good team sheet. He got himself into trouble. They had to dig themselves out of a hole, and Arteta was a culprit for that. But at the same time, look, you're limited as a player. Know your limitations and play to your strengths. That's why I like El Nene. So I completely agree with you with that remark.
I'm interested, Apollo, to know, when you saw that team sheet, where did you see the weakness compared to the week previous?
Anytime you take out Maitland-Niles out of a team, you're going to be carrying that side. And it wasn't our fault for Kieran Tierney, but I would never have put Kolasinac in at left centre back, which is exactly what Bertrand was alluding to. You just can't do it, man. We knew West Ham was going to come in and produce. We knew that they were going to try and lift their game, and we weren't ready for it. I was appalled with the way how Xhaka and Ceballos gave the ball away in the first 15 minutes. I expected from Xhaka.
Those two same midfielders won us the FA Cup.
Yeah, but they nearly lost us the game yesterday.
Yeah, but they were the productive end of the team that beat Man City and Chelsea at the end of last season.
I totally agree, but every game is different, and you got to turn up every game.
Guys, what you're missing is we're missing the left side. That's the difference. The Tierney-Amen combination shuts down what's on the left. That's the difference.
Yeah. And they were both gone. Yeah,
that's where I understand the difficulty was, and obviously with no natural left back, which we just don't have. I actually said straight away when I saw his name, we don't have an alternative.
Yeah. And that was bad. And then we didn't. It was just so bad. So let's see what our guys are saying. D has gone Leno 4, shaky. A loss would have been a 2. A loss would have been a 0 if that would have, because he's just given you what he's always given you, which is mistakes leading to goals. People say, yeah, he's a great shot stopper. Yeah, we know that. That's your job. Yeah, you're not going to clap your hands for someone doing their job. That's what a goalkeeper is supposed to do. That's basic. That's standard. If you're not a good shot stopper, you shouldn't even be playing in the Premiership, and that goes for every level, all 20 teams. So it said a draw would have been a 3. Really can't get higher than that. Yeah, I agree, bro. He's given Kolasinac a 3, worst player on the pitch. Gabriel and Holding both get a 6. Oh, you've given Gabriel a 6. Okay. Cricket ball 4.5 for Leno, 3.5 for Kolasinac. 7 for Gabriel, 6.5 for Holding. That's decent. 18's gone 3 for Leno, 0 for Kolasinac. It's the first 0 for Kolasinac. There's probably going to be a lot more where that came from. Holding gets a 5. Gabriel gets an 8 from 18. Joseph has gone 5 for Leno, 2 for Kolasinac, 7 Gabriel, 5 for Holding. Big up Neomis and Ebony. I hear you, my brother. He's gone. Cool K's gone for 4 for Leno, 1 for Kolasinac, 5 for Holding, 8 for Gabriel. We've got Sandy. Sandy's saying 5 for Leno, 1 for Kolasinac, 7 for Gabriel, 5 for Holding. Has also thrown in all the others, so I'm going to have to come back to him on that one. Neomis.
So for this game, I For me, I gave Leno a 5. He had quite a lot of shaky moments, and even though he had lots of parts that I felt were bad, there were elements of this game in the game where I felt that was still okay. He wasn't great, but he wasn't like a complete and utter calamity compared to some of the comments that I saw online. You would have thought that Leno lost us the game. I think if we had lost the game, then my score would have been a lot lower than a 5 for Leno. But for me, I just thought it was average, average game. I mean, I don't think it would have been. I think with Martinez it would have been better, but now it's just time to move on from Martinez and just kind of back Leno. I mean, we know there's going to be plenty more times whereby he's going to be a little bit shaky here and there. He's going to give us these moments at the very least until maybe another goalkeeper comes in. So for me, it was a 5 for him. Kolasinac, I gave a 3. I think he was the worst player on the pitch yesterday. Positioning poor, all throughout the game. For the goal that West Ham scored, I felt that he should have closed down the attacker a lot sooner to try to prevent the cross from even coming in as well. I know, obviously, after Kolasinac, there was Gabriel and Holden as well, which probably should have been a lot closer. But for me, it's preventing that initial cross to begin with.
Yeah. Did you notice that Gabriel was hesitating and sticking out his left foot to block it, and then he pulled it back? Did you notice that?
Yeah, exactly. To potentially to stop either someone behind or him flying the ball into the net. So I understand that, but it's just in those type of situations, it's like just attempt to do it, be fearless, and not think about the potential wrong. So for me, Kolasinac just god awful in the game. Gabriel, for me, I thought he was definitely the better defender. For me, I gave him a 7. I thought he was the best out of all of them, didn't lose the ball as much. When I looked at some of the stats after the game, Holden, who I'll get onto, and Kolasinac lost the ball like 15 times throughout the game, whilst like Gabriel was only half that amount. So for me, I know he had the incident with the handball that I don't believe it's handball. I know they changed the rules, but for me, it's never a handball. He legitimately is trying to head the ball out the way. But I thought he was the best centre back out of all of them. And then Holden, for me, I gave a 5. Typical Holden game. Had some good parts with some of his clearances and blocks, but like you said before, Antonio had him all game, and it just wasn't the best way. Yeah, it just wasn't the best way to highlight him. Again, still need to work on his mid to long passes as well. So yeah, that's it for me, and I give him a 5.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say to me, Apollo, why are you a Rob Holding fan? Well, I like his game, but he's a good player. Yeah, he's a good player, but he has 2 weaknesses, and that is speed, pacey strikers. He just doesn't, in American football, when they coach you techniques, a lot of that's got to do with your hips, and it's the speed that you can backpedal, turn around, spin on a dime. And he doesn't have that. He's got very poor, very stiff hip movements, and it doesn't help you when someone's running at you and you have to make that adjustment. A lot of cornerbacks in the NFL have to have that. If you don't have good hips in the NFL, you can't play cornerback. You can't play safety. Yeah, it's just how it is. As a defender, the best defenders have that great. Even as big as Sol Campbell was, he could spin on a dime. The speed, he could just plant his foot in it and then bang, go the other way as soon as someone was running at him. It's a skill that Rob Holding doesn't have, I'm afraid. But he's a solid defender, and why I like him and I don't want him to go is because for us centre backs, man, they go down like flies, and at some point you're going to just need people to step up. I did talk about Pablo Mari. He has a physical on Wednesday. If he gets cleared, he's back in training on Thursday. So it's a really good sign for us. Starting to see a few players coming back. Ebony.
Before you go to Ebony, though, I just wanted to pick up on a point that Neomis made was about the Gabriel handball, because I think that's something that I have noticed, that this new rule on handball. I mean, we've seen must be 5 or 6 handballs this weekend, and you're just like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Because out of the 5 or 6 that I've seen, 5 of them are not handballs in my eye.
Did you see the one against Southampton?
Okay, so guys, Guys.
Yes.
Be familiar with the rule. Be familiar with the rule. If your hands are away from your body, regardless of your intention,
Yeah,
it's
but
a
nobody
handball.
runs with their hands
Get obvious.
behind their back.
But you know, but Tony, that is the rule.
Makes
Whether or
no
not
sense.
because you can't satisfy everyone. You can't satisfy anyone. When it was
Makes
before,
no sense,
people
Frankie.
complain.
It's
It's
an
like the offside rule. Can I offside with my finger, my toe, my thumb, my foot, my eyelash? It's the same
And
concept.
then the next section of that rule is how far does the shirt go down? So does the ball hit you at the upper end of the shirt, or does it hit you at the middle bit of the shirt? So
See,
when
that's
you-
when it gets
if you have a long
ridiculous.
shirt,
That's when it's getting ridiculous.
I mean, it is literally.
So guys, here's what I like. Propose a solution.
I don't think there is one unless you go back to
Exactly.
If you intentionally put your arm in the way of the ball, in any way, handball.
How do you define intentionally?
Listen, I've seen the ball hit an opposition player en route to a guy and divert the ball into his hand and get handball. I'm like, what? How did he know the ball was going to end up there?
Tony,
you know,
Tony, if it was that easy, we'd figure it out. We don't know. We just don't know.
Guys, seriously, when I was at Watford, they were telling people to kick the ball at defenders' hands. In the 80s, in the 70s and the 80s, that was the rule. If it hit the hand, it was a handball. Done. It's only because, since the guys, you have to remember, since the Premiership's come in 1992, a lot of the rules in football has changed drastically because of the birth of the Premiership. And what they're doing there, Tony, is they're just going back to the 70s and 80s. And I don't think it works.
Never like this, Apollo. Not in the 70s.
I don't think it works.
We never had handball where the ball accidentally hits you on the hand and you end up giving away a penalty. Gabriel should have been a penalty, right? We agree.
Yeah. But the thing, the one in Southampton Spurs shouldn't have been a penalty.
Exactly.
That was where Thierry Henry talked about this in his in the Sky biography that they did of him, and he was always saying, I always intentionally tried to kick the ball at defenders' arms.
It's obvious.
Yeah.
Kick the ball
So guys, here's the theory.
That's what's
if I kick the ball and you hit your hand, wait, your hand is not part of the playing of your anatomy, and it hit your hand, it directs the ball from where it was intended to go, right? So you could not intentionally hand the ball, it's going to goal, and hit your hand, you're saying it's not a goal. But it would have gone to goal if it didn't hit your hand. So you're damn if you do and you're damn if you don't. That's so subjective. That's what the problem is. They're trying to say, you know what, defender, put your hands behind your back when you're in the box, or else if you hand the ball, we're going to call a penalty on you. You know the rules. They've been informed. They've gone to other teams and told them, you know the rules. Like it or not, you know the rules. I think it's a stupid rule, by the way, but you know the rules.
Yes. Sorry, guys. We have an NFL. Great. Sorry, guys. We have an NFL news flash. Tom Brady, 21-0 Buccaneers over the Panthers. My God. Let's move to Ebony. Ebony, what's going on, girl?
Let's give it. Cool. Right. Okay. Leno, my favorite goalkeeper. Not. He gets a 3. No aerial presence. Can't deal with crosses. He can only deal with himself. He's not a goalkeeper. And I think I alluded to his goalkeeping on the Facebook page. It is more than being a shot stopper. He does not command his area. He does not deal with crosses. He's crap in the air. What does he do in training? I mean, yesterday, all right, I mean, the goal wasn't his fault, but that unsavable save in which he almost broke his neck, he should have just left the ball, let the outfield player just get rid of it. But no, he wanted to perform some heroic.
Did you hear when I said there was a lack of communication? He should have shouted to the defender, and there was nothing.
Yeah. And this is what I mean. He's not vocal. If you're a goalkeeper, you need to be vocal. You need to marshal your defense. He doesn't do that. So therefore, he gets a 3. Who's the next one? Kolasinac, 0. My 75-year-old mother can defend better. Okay? I don't know why. How is this guy a baller? No, absolute no awareness, as you said, no awareness. He can't defend. He can't block. He can't do anything. All he can do is defend Ozil. How is he a baller? Who's the next one? Gabriel, the best one on the pitch. Yeah, he's strong. He's good in the air. Great skill. He can deal with high balls, so I give him a 7. As for Holding, I give him a 5. He's slow. Yes, he can defend, but he's slow. And when you're up against a fast player like Antonio, you need to be on your game. You need to practice on your running. That's the only thing about his game. He's slow. I'm giving him a 5.
You know where they went wrong, Ebony, and this is going to be a controversial subject. You know where they went wrong yesterday? When you have an injury like that to Tierney, Arteta should have went 4 at the back. He just should have went straight to a back 4 and eliminated any of that problem. I mean, what he tried to do yesterday was astonishing. I was surprised. You've got to at some point you've got to try and work with what you got. We know that the 3 at the back.
I don't think they're ready for that formation.
I think that I think they should have done that yesterday. They definitely would have been.
What he should have done was he should have actually brought in Ainsley. That's what he should have done. He should have actually.
Yeah.
If that injury happened to Tierney, which I understand it's not that serious, but as a precaution he didn't play. Fine, fair enough. Then bring on Ainsley. Why are you bringing on Kolasinac? He can't.
Because Ainsley is not a centre back.
And that's why I said to switch to a back 4 for that reason, so that he could play left back.
Well, he could play a back 4. He can play either side of a back 4.
But what he could have done, he could have moved Ainsley higher up the pitch and put Saka at left back. Saka is the definitive left back replacement for Tierney. It's not centre back. I'm talking about a back 4, Tony. I'm talking about left back position.
That's my point. They're not ready for the back 4 system yet. He's clearly played a system that they all understand. The last thing you want to do, if you have a system that you've worked and devised, is to go lastminute.com, we're changing the system.
I hear you, but that 4 at the back is his base system. That's what he played when he first came in.
That in practice, Apollo.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. But I'm saying that that's his base. This 3 at the back is something that's been shoehorned into the team.
But when he gets his players in, then maybe he can say, okay, now I have the personnel that I want. I can go with this more adventurous 4-3-3 or 4-2-1-3 or whatever it is. But right now, he's saying, this is the best defensive system that I can design, and we're not going to lose a game. We'll win a game. And what he's shown us so far is that we can defend.
I think he got it wrong.
Yeah, he did one of his Guardiola.
Yeah, he got it wrong. He overthought the game.
That's what Guardiola does when he has big games.
He overthinks it.
Kolasinac should not be on the field. I don't care what system you want to call it. Amen could play in a back 4. Look, all the players that used to play in a back 4 in all the teams they play for. No. William plays at 3 at a Conte, and he plays a 4 under Lampard. Amen plays left back under Emery before. Amen is to play everywhere, right, left, the entire season. So when they need him, Saka could have played midfield. I don't want Saka at left back. I want him further forward. He could have played a 4-3-3. It would have worked. Kolasinac is so weak that you have 10 men on the field.
Yeah. And then when you got the likes of
break the system or keep Kolasinac.
Anyway, Victor has given Leno a 5, Kolasinac a 3, Gabriel 6, and Holding a 5. Tony, you got the conch.
Okay, Leno was, I'm sorry, just awful yesterday to watch. It was absolutely awful to watch, and I got embroiled in so many conversations after the game about him. And
me too, on the forums. Yeah. We got this because we've got some plastic fans, and
listen. I know I'm gonna upset you, Bertram, but if you're building a team, as much as I think Thomas Partey is the be all and end all of our midfield, I'm gonna invest in the best goalkeeper, number 1. I'm forget. I said this. I'm prepared to send every player out of our team to get Thomas Partey. What I didn't prepare for was letting go of our best goalkeeper, because that's the other one position that you cannot afford to have any kind of weakness.
Yeah. And I must say, to back this up, Tony said a month ago, I would get rid of everybody except for Aubameyang. And then I said, what about Martinez? And Tony said, yeah, and Martinez, you can add him to that. That's it. As far as I'm concerned, Martinez and Aubameyang were the two best players in the team last season. And you go and sell one of them. At a most crucial position, where everybody says, when you get a good goalkeeper, it will save you 9 to 10 points per season.
Well, here's my question, actually. This is for Arteta, which is, if yesterday's game was our first game, would he have made the same decision?
Please, if we
played West Ham last week and Leno had a game yet, because we're very reactive in this environment. Even the coaches and managers very reactive. Would he have said, you know what? This is clear indication that Leno's ability to deal with crosses. Yeah, somebody has played on the background. It's very hard. Yeah, the question is, if yesterday's game was the first game he played, and we all had a view, would Arteta felt pressure not to sell Martinez and keep him? I don't know. But I don't look. I think Arteta is very stubborn. I think he's stubborn. Actually, he's going to do what he thinks is right.
Yeah, and he's been in half a season. Let's let's understand his traits. We're still trying to learn his traits at the moment. Go on, Tony.
So Leno, he's getting 3 at best. I mean, we should have lost that game on his errors alone. Kolasinac gets a 3 because he was awful. Gabriel gets a 7, decent outing, decent distribution. He's a rock. He's a stallion. I've already said that. Holding, for all the reasons that everyone has pointed out before, I'm going to give him a 5.
Excellent. So, guys, let's move on to the midfield. Saka, Xhaka, Ceballos, and Bellerin. So I'll go first on this one. Guys in the chat, throw your numbers up so I can hear what your grades are for these 4 players. Bellerin, guys, gets a 5.5. Not a good game from Hector. He was anonymous for large spells. He just didn't really get involved. He was sloppy at times. It wasn't a consistent threat on the right. He did get up there a few times, mind you, and I have noticed that, and I've noted it over the last few games. It was my biggest problem with Hector last season. This season, he seems to be fit enough. He seems to have that all-round rangy game. But again, I just thought he was sloppy, like most of the midfield was yesterday. Ceballos, I gave a 7. After a poor start, giving the ball away 3 times in the first half. Second half performance was fantastic. That lovely assist for Nketiah. His movement to get beyond that back line. His distribution was fantastic. And, he's still covering up Xhaka's flaws. This guy's still sweeping up after Xhaka, and I thought he had a solid game. Xhaka, I gave a 5. Not enough creativity for me, but again, his defense's aptitude, poor passing in the first half. He gave the ball away 5 times in the first 12 minutes. We were sitting here counting. La African Gooner was going nuts in the forum. Every ball he gave you, he was like, he did it again, bang, bang. It's just like, look, we're on the clock counter. And that's what happens when you're a player like that, when you're a player like Leno, when you're a player who makes mistakes. We sit here and we wait for those mistakes to happen and we call you out. Yeah. And we're quite happy to do so. That, as fans, we have to be subjectives. Because you can't, if we got admirations, guys, for top 4, every man has to pull his weight. You can. This is Arsenal 2020-2021 season. We cannot carry people. We can't do it. You can't play with 10 men. We've got Liverpool next week. You think we can turn up there with 10 men and carry this man and carry that man? It don't work like that. In order for you to be a top team, every man has to pull his weight. And we saw Xhaka pull his weight. We saw him play fantastically in the Man City game semi-final. We saw him play fantastic in the final against Chelsea. Look, when these guys play well, I applaud them, and I'll call it out. But when they don't, I'll throw the sword at them, because that's what it is. Not enough from him, bro. Not enough from him. He did play a couple of balls which I thought was surprising, progressive balls, which was because when I say progressive, that means forward play. But other than that, people are talking about he had 90% passing accuracy, but where did that go? I could say that with El Nene. That's because El Nene don't give the ball away. Yeah, and we was just atrocious in possession in the first half. Saka, I gave a solid 7. Saka was the unsung hero yesterday. not enough people was talking about him, and I'll come on to another player later on, which not enough people were talking about. Saka consistently made those bursts into the final third. He was our biggest threat all game. Yeah, he was the one consistent factor in the game, along with Gabriel. His energy lifted the team to push forward for the win. And helped set up both goals with quality passes. He looked solid coming inside and going out wide, working along Aubameyang. Guys, are we forgetting that last season, that combination of Saka and Aubameyang on the left, the 1-2, the overlap, was brilliant. When Saka was a left back, that combination with Aubameyang, it gave us a lot of success, and he was doing that yesterday on the left-hand side. You know, I know people saying he's not as adept on the right, but when you put him on the left in an attacking role, the man is fire. And it was because of him why the team got into gear and won the game. Right, he just rallied us on, and Arsenal directed a lot of their attacks through him in the second half. So that's where it is from me, guys. Bellerin 5.5, Ceballos 7, Xhaka 5, Saka 7. Bertram, you got the conch.
So I won't be as elaborate because I don't think we were that good to be elaborate about midfield. I say Bellerin gets a 5.5. He wasn't in the game as much because the ball was being played on the other side of the field, which is where we played all the time to get to Aubameyang. So we don't attack to the right. Most people realize this. We're attacking. We're not playing the formation we think we're playing. Laka is playing the number 10 slot. He's not playing a 9. And if you watch the game, he's always deep to allow Aubameyang to have space to run behind. That's why we keep playing Aubameyang out wide. So I gave Bellerin 5.5. I gave Ceballos a 6. I don't think he was as good as everyone else keeps saying. He likes to hold on to the damn ball too much, always spinning around like a gig. Yes, he made the assist. I don't think he was that brilliant. He just wasn't. He played okay, and then it was better to me the previous 2 weeks, frankly, than how he played. Xhaka is Xhaka. He gets a 5. Wasn't his greatest game. And by the way, I'm not going to blame any one person yesterday because they all were poor passing. William was giving the ball away. So was Xhaka. So was Ceballos. They all were poor passing. Saka gave a 6.5. I thought defensively he was poor. I thought he was great on those 2 goals that we scored. He was sort of linchpin from Xhaka to Saka to Aubameyang to Laka. That was a very, very good goal. And he was also involved in the second goal, obviously, because he gave the ball, the very good through ball to Ceballos that gets to Nketiah. What I would like to say, though, is this. When we talk about creativity, we have this misconception that creativity has to come from my midfield. I watched Liverpool today. They don't necessarily have creative midfielder apart from Thiago, who just joined them, right? Henderson, who's not rated, pings 40-yard pass like they're 5-yard passes for the entire game. He only played the first half. He was making ball out to the left, to the right. He's the one who gave the ball to Sane, to what's his name? That where the defender pulled him down. He was the one pinging those passes, 40-yard passes, as if they're 5-yard passes. Thiago came on doing the same thing. You don't have to be someone in number 10 role splitting the defense. You can do it from even deeper. Or the forward line for Liverpool. The first goal they scored was the 3 forwards. Firmino to Salah to Firmino to Mane in the goal. That's creativity. We have no creativity throughout the team. Aubameyang is on the goal scorer. He can't pass. He can't create nothing. Laka is a great holder player. He can't create. Pepe has some creativity in him, but he spins around like a gig like my friend Ceballos. He doesn't go by people as he should, given his capability, because he has unbelievable skills, but not utilized in the right way. So this thing about calling for midfielders with creativity, we don't have any. We don't have any throughout the team. Don't just blame the midfielders. We need better midfielders, and Tony's talked about it a lot. We need Partey, we need a walk, but don't just tell me midfielders need to be. I heard our AFTV too, and our forwards line have no creativity, none.
Yeah,
and Ababa is the worst of the bunch.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Harry Kane get 4 assists today. That, by the way, that match is he last season he only had 3 for the whole season, and he gets 4 in one game.
Yeah, by the way, Tony, I did see my friend Danny Ings today. By the way, Tony, I saw that body control over the top and start the corner and start the corner, Tony. Like it was like Tony, you saw that Quality forward.
That was a
Oh,
Walcott
wait, you
goal.
saw the beat on the line too? When he dismissed the defender on the line? Have him go in the opposite direction? Quality forward. Quality. ACL injury is gone, by the way.
Yeah.
ACL
was a
is gone.
field.
He's back to normal.
That was a field goal, right over the top on the right-hand side,
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
quality.
bang.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice, Bertram. It was nice. I must say there was 2 defenders around him.
Yeah. They was. It's Spurs. It's Spurs. What do you expect, man?
Well.
They're shoehorning Eric Dyer to be a centre back. Yeah, how's that working out for them so far?
No, Dyer's not a good. He's not good. He's an okay player, but he's neither he's neither CM
he's
or
not a
a
centre back.
He's not.
He's
Yeah,
not a
he doesn't play.
So let's go
But
to
no,
Absolutely.
let's go back to Sandy. Sandy is given. Oh gosh, I got to shuffle through this one. Xhaka 5, Saka 7.
Dani is 6. Ceballos 6.
Yeah, Ceballos 6 and Dani 6. Yes, yeah. Let me go to Victor. Let me go to some other ones here. Where are we? We've got some scores. Wow. Here we go. David says Saka 7 broke the lines. Yes, he did, my friend. Then he gives Xhaka a 4.8, who is actually his favorite player. Sorry, David, I have to keep saying that. David didn't give any more grades for the midfield. Okay, so we have Joseph. Joseph has gone Saka 7, Xhaka 4, Ceballos 5, Bellerin 5. Cricket Ball's gone Saka 6.5, Xhaka 5, Ceballos 7, Bellerin 4.5. Victor, Saka 6, Xhaka ain't even getting more than a 4 right now. Xhaka 4, Ceballos 6, Bellerin 4. We have got D with Saka 6.5, game changer, but struggled with the physicality off the ball. Xhaka 5, always a yard off. Relic has to be faster than him. Ceballos 6.5, always looking for the space. Yeah, progressive in the second half he was. Bellerin 4.5. Kuke, Saka 7.5. Xhaka 3. Xhaka's numbers are going down. Ceballos 7, Bellerin 5. Vincey, what's on, bro? What's good, bro? Thanks for joining us for the live podcast yesterday. I hope you're going to be with us for the cup game in the midweek for the live stream there. He's given Saka 6.9, Xhaka 6, Ceballos 6.95. Vincey, just give him a 7, brother.
Hey, Apollo, where's the game streaming? I only see it on Arsenal. Where's the game streaming on in the week?
I'm not sure.
Sport.
Is it BT Sport?
I think.
Yeah, because I got Sky Go and BT Sport both on my phone. I'm just using my phone, man, to do it. It's kind of crazy. We've got 18 with Saka 7, Ceballos 6, Xhaka 4, Bellerin 4. David's coming fully prepared and correct. Saka 7, Ceballos 6, Xhaka 4, Bellerin 4. Any news on Thomas Partey? I think I put that in my last video that I uploaded yesterday. I don't think the Partey deal is going to happen. I'd be very surprised if it does. I think Owa is the priority right now. And if they get more player sales money in, then I can definitely see a Thomas Partey deal happening. If Atletico drop the demands, I could definitely see a Thomas Partey deal happening. But if I had to give my guess now, I would say that deal is 30%. If I had to give my guess on the Ora deal, I would say 75% deal on Ora. I'm too bad for you. Saka 6.5, Xhaka 3, Dani 6.5, Bellerin 4. Neil Miss, you got the conch.
So Saka for me, I gave a 7. I thought he was really good in the game. Obviously, he was one of our biggest creators out the game, even though there were very few. I thought he worked hard. There were times in the first and sometimes in the second half he did go a bit missing, but I thought overall he had a pretty decent game. And again, you know, this is a player who's now 19 years old and still, you know, still performing very good. So for me, I gave him a 7. Xhaka, I gave a 5.5, and I'm probably being a little generous. I mean, Xhaka in this midfield, Dani Ceballos helped to carry Xhaka throughout the whole of this game. So many potential mistakes from him that I felt that just Granit Xhaka was just a passenger, and for me, even though he passed I heard his pass accuracy was pretty good throughout the game. I I want more, and I don't know whether I should be surprised because I say the same thing every week about Granit Xhaka. But to be honest, this game nothing really was changed. Lost the ball too many times, and I know there are a lot of other players that lost the ball as well. But for me, it just wasn't a great game. Bellerin, I gave a 5. I thought again this was a game where there were times where similar to Saka where he went missing throughout the game. Did try to go forward a lot to create chances, but the goal that West Ham scored when we got hit on the counter attack was because he was further up the pitch, meant that our midfield got overrun with Granit Xhaka being committed to the right hand side. It meant that Ceballos should have tried to cover Granit Xhaka more, but because there was a potential threat on the left-hand side, Ceballos wasn't able to really be able to support that much. So for me, defensively, I felt Bellerin could have done a bit better in that situation, but overall, I just thought it was an okay game for him. And for me, Ceballos, I gave a 7.5. I gave him man of the match. I thought just over Gabriel because he got the assist out of the game. I think overall he was pretty good. Again, put in another defensive shift and obviously helped create the assist for the winning goal.
Yeah, I've just got a few things to get through to here. Where's Cricket Ball? Cricket Ball, I'm looking for you, bro. I haven't forgot about you. Yeah, here you go. Hold your horses, Apollo. Simone wants Torreira. Now, that story, I actually got told by James that AC Milan have inquired about him today and they're very interested in him. The Atletico Madrid story, I believe, was what was the agent's name? Sebastian Vanelli, which actually is a very good source, by the way. So I'm not saying that that's not true. Giovanelli is a very, very solid agent in the European circuit. So yeah, if he's saying Diego Simone wants Torreira, then I would have to believe it because he's a very good source. But we have to wait. And we have to wait where we are. Pepple Gooner, no, you're not late. Throw your numbers up for the midfield's grades, and I'll spit them out. Tom Aston, nice to hear from you, bro. Tom's gone 5 Leno, 6 Gabriel, 6 Holding, 4 Klasnach, which we've already done, by the way, defenders. We're at the midfielders now, and so he's gone for 6 Saka, 6 Xhaka, 6 Ceballos, 6 Bellerin. So we'll come to the strikers when we get there. Any more numbers? No, there isn't. We've done Neomis, so we're going straight to Ashley. Let's divert and go to La African Gooner because he's just coming late. La African Gooner, let me go back for you so you can do your defenders first, and then we'll move you up to the midfield.
Sounds good. So yeah, I guess my overall analysis of the game is quite lucky. Let's not pretend we were not lucky. Terrible performance, to be honest. Back to the Emery days. Really, no creativity in the side whatsoever. And again, we're seeing Aubameyang, not in the game at all. And teams do this. They realize that Tierney and Aubameyang are our source of creativity. To be honest, right? The left side is predominantly where we create a lot of our chances. Tierney obviously getting injured or having a hip issue right before the game, and I knew as soon as he was out and Kolasinac was coming in, it was going to be quite challenging for us. But I mean, West Ham is going to come out of that game thinking, what, we got really unlucky for not even getting 1 point. I guess my rating for Leno would be a 4. I can't give him a 5 because I think that was a below average performance. The reason I say that is because an average performance is if he doesn't make any mistakes. The fact that he made mistakes and made me feel very nervy. And let's be honest here again, we got lucky that they didn't take one of those chances because that ball was literally ping-ponging all over our 6-yard box, and that really could have gone in. And in classic Arsenal fashion, we give away goals like that. That's the type of goals that we always give away. So I'm gonna give him a 4. I'm not jumping on his back. I do see why Ebony and Apollo have been mentioning a lot of the things that you have. I did see it in this game. I still don't think it's gonna make the drastic difference in terms of making top 4, but in terms of giving me confidence moving forward, that wasn't very reassuring. So I'm gonna be fair and give him a 4. In terms of Kolasinac, I'm going to give him a 2, straight up. Straight up. 2 is even nice. He should be getting a 1 or a 0. This guy is absolute
I gave
trash.
him a 1. I gave him a 1. That was for putting his jersey on.
Absolute trash. The fact that this guy is a professional soccer or football player is extremely, I mean, he's very fortunate to be living the life that he is for the talent that he has, which is absolutely nothing. I mean, that one cross where he just had to literally pass the ball anywhere into the box.
Oh, my God.
All I could do was laugh because I wasn't even shocked. Like, I wasn't even shocked. I was just like, ha ha ha, like, okay, cool. Like, what kind of reaction are you expecting?
So I saw Bertram and Nabel had a faster feed than me. I saw them fall off their chair in laughter, and I didn't know what it was. And then about 30 seconds later, when it happened, oh.
So my closing remarks on Kolasinac is every time we play him, we're reducing his price tag. Seriously, because, I mean, you know, anyone who's watching that, you can't tell me you're interested in even paying 1 or 2 million for a player that can't even cross the ball, you know. And one thing I noticed, you can see the vast difference between Kolasinac and Tierney. You know, Bertram is always saying, oh, Tierney only can beat his man on the left. Kolasinac doesn't even try to beat his man. He can't beat a man. He literally gets the ball, turns back the other way, and passes it back. He has no talent whatsoever. I don't even want to get into it. We know we need to sell him. It's unfortunate that we have to keep playing him so that other people realize how bad he is. And then, you know, I'm having a feeling we might still have him at the end of this window, which is only 2.5 weeks. In terms of Gabriel,
but the good news is, as I just said to you guys, I got a text saying that Pablo Mari has a medical on Wednesday, and if he passes that, he's back in training on Thursday. And he is a left-footed player that plays in that position, a 3 at the back, left centre-back midfield position. He would slot in right there. And to be honest with you, we want Kieran Tierney in the advanced wing-back position in the 4 midfield. So Tierney, I only suggested Tierney should play there because Kolasinac was so bad, and Arteta's played him there, and he's looked. You can play Tierney anywhere on that left-hand side, but Pablo Mari comes back. If there's a problem, we'd like to see him in there.
So to be honest, we have David Luiz who's back in the team. I would have played him, and also, I mean, we have Saliba. I think it's time to throw him in. We can't be waiting and waiting and waiting. There's nothing really we're waiting for. We need to be winning all these games. We need to get all these players that are going to be first-team starters integrated into the team. I wanted Maitland-Niles to start and put Willian in the 10. We should have changed formations as soon as Tierney was out. But anyways, that's for another day. In terms of Gabriel, I'm giving him a 7.5. It's all cool. I remember the players. 7.5, man of the match. I mean, guys, we saw a stat that said that he blocks a lot of shots, and we're seeing that this guy gets in front of things. He ain't scared of nothing, and I love to see it. I mean, he made a couple of really, really good blocks. He looks like a solid player. I really, really like what I see from him. So 7.5, had a good game. Holding against Sarri Apollo, for me, not good enough. I'm giving him a 5. As Bertram has said before, he can't pass a ball even to the he just can't do a long ball for me. And he was out of position. He was getting beaten. I think he needs a loan. To be fair, we have too many defenders.
No, we have to keep him, man. We have to keep him. But I agree with what you're saying. I don't disagree. I'm a big fan of the player. But he has limitations.
It helps having Gabriel, who's really good, next to him. I think if he had Socrates or Mustafi, that would have been calamitous for both. Because, once your partner is doing really bad, it kind of rubs off on you most of the time. I'm going to give Holding a 6. I think he was average. So
I think the thing that frustrates me before you go onto your midfield, the thing that frustrates me, I was talking to Colin Gordon the other day, agent, good friend of mine, and I said to him, hold on, why is William Saliba playing in the under-21s? And he said to me, Arteta's told him straight away. Sorry?
Is he not ready? Because I saw that. No,
Arteta doesn't think he's ready. Arteta doesn't think he's ready in terms of the understanding of the whole platform. So I said to him, hold on, this guy was playing against PSG last year. He was playing, and he was playing Mbappe rough. When I watched them 2 games, he was roughing up Mbappe, roughing up Di Maria, but yet he ain't good enough for West Ham. I just don't get it. I just didn't get it. So
you might be cautious.
The thing that was interesting was that he played in the under-23 game, under-23, not under-21.
Yeah.
And he was man of the match, and he looked superb. So
Tony is going to be one of those situations where a mistake is going to happen, and then the fans are going to start calling for him, and then Arteta is going to have no choice but to play him. But that's, we talk about Arteta being a great manager. These are some of the small things that we have to question, right? I mean, yes, he's doing a great job, but things like this, when it goes wrong, we're going to be like, hey, what's going on? Why didn't we have Saliba? So he needs to be proactive in making these decisions before the fans start.
The process. Trust the process.
We got lucky. We got very lucky. I don't think we'd be saying the same thing if we lost that game or we drew that game.
I wouldn't rush.
Didn't work for Philly. Didn't work for Philly.
So in terms of the midfield, to be honest, I don't think Saka had the best of games. It didn't look like he was at top gear, and it felt like he hasn't been playing for a while, and he's lost some of that magic that he had when he was playing consistently. And that was my reflection. He was one of our most creative players, but I feel like he was getting pushed off the ball a lot as well. It feels like he lost a little bit of physicality from not playing, or whatever the case is. He was getting shoved off the ball quite easily for me. I'm going to give him a 7. I still think that he had a good game, and he obviously was a pre-assist for both goals. So that was great. In terms of Xhaka, I'm giving him a 5, and that's being nice. I don't want to get into it because I get tired of talking about him and tired of getting into arguments with people on Twitter. I mean, the amount of people sucking him off.
Hey, I just want to say that you have given him one of the highest scores today. We've had 19 scores from him, and the average has been 4. So if you've given Xhaka a 5, then you've done your due diligence.
I'm giving him a 5 because I feel I'm tired of giving him 4 scores. I'm just so sick of this guy. I seriously hate the guy, literally. And again, it's the club has made me hate the guy because they keep playing him when he's trash, and also the amount of fans that he has that keep protecting him. This guy's won nothing for Arsenal. He's constantly making mistakes. He's the lack of creativity in our team. He's way too slow on the ball. He gets and sorry, this specific.
I saw you going nuts in the first 10 minutes when he gave the ball away 5 times.
Yeah, so this specific game, if we noticed, he had too much of the ball. I don't know why. It was like a tactic. This game specifically was like, give the ball to Xhaka and let's see what he can do. I don't know why all of a sudden we're trying to give it to this guy to do shit with it when we know he can't. Very challenged player. I mean, I don't want to talk about him. 5. Ceballos for me was very poor as well. Again, I said it before when we signed him. Everyone was like, oh, Ceballos, he is not the answer. He's part of the answer, but he's definitely not the answer. In the first half, spinning on the ball, holding the ball way too long, keep doing circles and circles. And, I don't blame him as well because, the team around him isn't good enough. But at the same time, he needs to figure something out because he's holding onto the ball too much, and he's also part of that process where he's slowing it down. I think it was Niomis who said he's giving him a man of the match. Come on, that pass, I know he gave an assist, Niomis, but that's what bread and butter, man. He literally just passed it to Nketiah, and Nketiah has an open goal. I mean, the play to that is phenomenal, but the two players in the end, that's bread and butter stuff, right?
Yeah, I think that's why I gave him a 7 because he actually, for a holding midfielder to run into advanced places to help the front line is key.
Fair enough.
And we have Nelton replaced Ramsey, regardless of what anybody wants to say, 2 years down the line now, and we still haven't replaced Aaron Ramsey. And when you make those late runs into the box and get behind the line, they can't account for you because remember, the back 4 is marking Lacazette. They're on Aubameyang. They're watching other players, so it's free for you to roam in there unmarked. And the movement from Eddie Nketiah was just superb to finish it off.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have to give it its props. But as Arsenal Football Club, this is basic. I mean, this is basics beyond Sunday football. You need to be scoring that. If you're missing that, there's a huge problem in our team, right? Great finish and stuff. I'm giving Ceballos a 7. I'm giving Gabriel a 7.5 as my man of the match. And then Bellerin, I'm giving him a 5. Back to the old usual, to be honest.
It wasn't.
Barcelona scored tomato. I would sell Bellerin. Really, I'd take the money right now.
Yeah, it wasn't a good game, and you have to think to yourself, if he wasn't playing there, who would you play in that position? I don't know. I mean, Bellerin's had some decent games of late. It was a bad game for him. It was a bad game for a lot of players, to be honest. But I want to go to Purple. Purple's been waiting a while to get his figures up there. Purple's gone Saka 6. Xhaka 7, Xhaka 7, Xhaka 7, Xhaka what? Ceballos 7.5, Bellerin 6.5. and we have.
So why when I do that, you give me a hard time? Why when I challenge certain grades, you like, oh, everybody's opinion, Bertram. They have their opinion. You shouldn't, you gotta allow them to express themselves. So now you say Jack a 6, 7 about 7 times. Man. I'm confused.
It's all subjective. So Vincey's gone. Leno 5, Klasnach 4, Gabriel 6, Holding
I don't hide
6.
it. I hate the guy. I'm straight up about it. He's never gonna get a really good rating from me. So if someone gave him an 8, I'd question it too, or 7.
So we go to Tony. Tony, you got the coach.
Right. What have we got? Saka 7. The fastest donkey 4. Ceballos 7.5. Bellerin 5. And just to finish off, people who are gassing El Neni, stop your noise. He is a donkey. He may have had a great game last week against Fulham. Yeah? But stop gassing El Neni like he's the next coming of Christ.
So if I may,
the answer.
Tony, he's had 3 good games, by the way. Let's be clear.
Who did he play?
When we played, no. Listen. I'm going off recent form. You didn't see him initially, neither do I. Going off recent form. So he played against Villa where he scored that goal. He had a very good game. That's why I tried to play him against Liverpool in the Community Shield. He had a very good game. Very good game Fulham. Here's my philosophy on that, Tony. Don't knock what's in front of your eyes. So Martin is a good example. He was with for 10 years. And we just realized this year is a good goalkeeper. That's atrocious. That's poor management, poor understanding of your quality of your players. No, it's just poor.
No, Bertram, he only
and then it's not the
end. Yeah, he wasn't good the entire time.
No, guys, you're missing the point. You're missing the point I'm saying.
He was good years ago.
Look on recent form. He's not the answer. I agree, Tony. But look on recent form. He played better than Ceballos to me than Ceballos does. You guys rate Ceballos? Spins around all the time with the ball, not going anywhere, not penetrating the defense. And then he plays it simple. Doesn't lose the ball, plays it short, does his thing, works really hard. He's not the answer, but look at recent form. In fact, Arteta says he deserved to play. He was just rotating the team so to give Ceballos a chance to penetrate the holes.
Look at Victor. Victor says, Tony, he's a midget horse.
Virgil, I'm sorry, mate, but every time you say to me El Neni is better than Ceballos.
No, I never said that. I never said that. I said El Neni's not the answer, but he's played more effective than Ceballos. He's played better than Ceballos. In the last 3 games, Ceballos wasn't that good yesterday. I hate to tell you that. He wasn't that good.
Played 3 games.
No, you missed my point though. Ceballos played all the last season. After the restart, he played every game after the restart.
And did he win?
Ceballos wasn't that good. The first goal was Ceballos' fault. He got left on the right left side and the defense out.
And Kolasinac. All 3 of those donkeys.
Ceballos wasn't that good. And you guys give him 7.5.
No, I gave him a 7. Relax.
Nobody deserves. I haven't given anybody a 7 yesterday because nobody deserves a 7. None.
I gave Gabriel. Gabriel's my man of the match.
I gave no 7. Gabriel gave away a penalty. Didn't deserve a 7.
Oh, he could.
He gave away a penalty. No. He gave away a penalty.
Come on.
The ref didn't call it. It was a penalty. Clear as day.
It's not a penalty.
Dude, it wasn't called.
So guys, you blame Leno for the cross. I heard everybody says this, and that was take the against him when he gave a score. When he gave him a score, you took the cross against him when he dropped the ball. Yet we don't do the same thing for Gabriel and the penalty. Close his eyes, head in the ball.
But who bailed Leno out? Who bailed Leno out with the block?
Oh, that's what he's there for. What's he there for? His looks?
He had 4 blocks. He had 4 block shots, brother. He had 6 clear. Oh man, come on.
Can I just address this, please, in 30 seconds, right?
Tony, is that all right with you? Because it's your go, Tony.
I'm done.
You're done. All right.
So in terms of their discussion, right, I see where Bertrand's coming from. Definitely in terms of form, El Neni is better than Xhaka. and Ceballos right now. As a player in total, in terms of what we've seen, I agree with Tony. I mean, Ceballos is a better technical player. He's just a better player than El Neni. But on current form, El Neni is better. What I want to say is to both of you, the fact that we're arguing as Arsenal fans and asking for El Neni to be coming to save the day says everything about our transfer window and how average we've been. Because we should not be calling for El Neni to come to the midfield and save our lives. You know, that just for me shows us
that you know something? In the Community Shield, we ran Liverpool off the damn park. Ran them off the park with a minute in the middle. When we played them the week before, wait. No, stop that nonsense about not had it. Same players. Don't give me that.
Salah performing today. Look at the players performing today. You can't tell me that.
No, you know what? Because AMN make him look ridiculous. AMN make him look like he doesn't play. Just like he did with Mahrez. Just like with Traore, I'm telling you guys that you're missing the big picture.
Hang on, Bertram. Very quick question: what was the final score at the in the Community Shield?
1-1.
We won. Doesn't matter. We won.
One of penalties.
We won.
All right, guys. That's it. Time out. Ebony.
We won.
Let's hear from Ebony. Ebony, you got the conch.
Boy, you guys almost made me crash the car. Anyway, Saka. I'll give him a 7. The only creator throughout the whole game.
Yeah, I think he was the most creative player. Yeah.
He was the only creator throughout the whole midfield. Xhaka, mistake. Get the hell out of my club. 3. Absolute waste of space. Can't pass. Can't do anything. You know, how is he a baller? Him and Kolasinac, they need to get out of my club. Ceballos, he didn't have a great game, but you know, he did what. But the one thing that he did do was he created the goal for Eddie Nketiah. So for that, I give him a 7. Bellerin, not on top form. You know, sometimes when he moves, he's still playing like he's still got that injury. So I'm going to give him a 5. But overall, the midfield uncreative, and if it wasn't for Saka, then you know we would have had absolutely no creativity, and we need Partey. I hear that we're getting Oya at some point, so you know we need creative midfielders quick because the midfield that we have is poor.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Guys, we are moving on to strikers. I told you this new wave. Look at the time now. It's just gone an hour and 10 minutes. And let me move back to a few of the guys who had their grades for them. And I know one was Tom Aston. I can find you. I'm looking for you, Tom. Tom went, okay. Aubameyang 6, Lacazette 6, Willian 4, Nketiah 8. It's a big shout out, bro. That's a big shout out there. Let's see. Guys, can we have your numbers for the strikers in the chat, please? Sandy has gone for Aubameyang 6, Lacazette 7, Eddie 7, and Willian 6. Okay. So where are we? Let me go and do mine first. Here we go. Willian, I've gone for, guys in the chat, can you send your numbers up for the free strikers? I've gone Willian 5.5 out of 10. Free rolling the number 10 just didn't work for me. He just looked convoluted there in the middle. I mean, his fitness, he was off. He just had a off day. It happens, players. It happens to players, even the best ones. It started out as our most creative player earlier on, having to deal with all the passes that we were giving away. He was just trying to clean up all of that and tidy up the middle of the field a little bit. He was dropping back into the midfield constantly, trying to pick up the ball, looking for quick passes, but he struggled as the game went on and it just lost his legs there. It's smart for Arteta to pull him off. Lacazette 6.5, solid finish. I love that finish with the header, brilliant. And he was key to our possessional play earlier on, but throughout the game, again, he just faded slightly. Again, another one who doesn't have the stamina for this. I mean, after 60 minutes, he was knackered. He was completely anonymous between that time when they brought Eddie on, and we know what happened after that. Aubameyang, I'm actually giving Aubameyang a 6.5. People aren't talking about him. Yesterday, he had to, he was doing quite a bit of backtracking again. He's job in the midfield as the holding wasn't to deal with the goal that was scored on a counter-attack, but he was putting in a shift and working hard. That's what you want to see from your captain. He played a big role in creating up Lacazette's goal with a nice cross. And his off-the-ball skills, guys, are improving. And unlike previous performances, I like what we're seeing from him. It's a selfless performance from the captain. I give him a 6.5. I just want to throw Eddie in there because Eddie was the game winner. He gets a 7. Great movement in the box, which he's always had. Said it many times before. Nobody in the team can float into the 6-yard box the way he can. He's the best in the team at doing that. And I'm happy for him to play the sitting role behind Lacazette because Lacazette is on borrowed time. Yeah, I'm saying it now. He's on borrowed time. If Lacazette keeps on scoring, you keep him in there. The time Lacazette doesn't score and he's labouring through games and not giving anything defensively and not having any offensive output, then he's going to get pulled again just like he did last season. But if while he's got that hot hand, you play Lacazette, you know, you can't discredit the amount of goals he scored this season. We know his goals have been declining year on year. So I'd like for him to hit that 15 to 20, well, not 15. I'd like him to get 20 goals, actually, because that was the bare minimum for Giroud. It shouldn't change with this guy as a number 9. But with Eddie, I think Eddie would smoke 20 goals a season. I think he would smoke. That's easy for Eddie. But Eddie won't have that opportunity if he doesn't start. So I kind of like where he is at the moment and quality finish from Eddie. Have we got any scores? Yes, we've got a few, but let's go to Bertram first on this. Bertram, you got the conch.
So I gave William a 4, and I thought I was being generous. He was brilliant last week. He was poor this week. I'm not sure if 32-year-old legs can't play 2 weeks in a row, but he wasn't good. And he didn't play well at all throughout the entire game. That's why he got pulled off first, frankly. Because Arteta seemed to have the Wenger syndrome, where he pulls players off when late 60s, early 70s minute and later, versus making change when it needs to be made. I gave Abba a 6, but you know, I'm always thinking when I watch certain players. I watched Danny Ings today. I watched Zaha yesterday. If I'm gonna pay you $300,000 a week, you got to do more than just put the ball in the net. Because part of the Premier League is holding the ball up, creating something for yourself. We keep talking we don't have any creativity because Abba or Laka can't create anything. That's part of the problem that we have. And I watched Salah and Mane and Firmino creating stuff all on their own in their little space in the box, around the box, and put the ball in the net. We have none of that. None of that ingenuity around the box by our forwards.
But Aubameyang made the first goal. That's what I just said. He beat
Saka made the first goal. He got put through and he just chipped the ball over. But let's talk about when we start making the goal. Who made the inventive pass?
Yeah, that's Charles.
To allow you to do the rest.
Yeah, that's right? Charles' creative.
So look. But that wasn't create. That was creative means I have ingenious around the box. I split the defense with a pass.
That's right.
I gave you a shimmy and did something. He doesn't have any of that. He did it once in his entire Arsenal career with Zuma in the FA Cup final. He hasn't done it since. He hasn't done it before. He's done it since.
Well, he beat a man to the byline.
Look, I watched Zaha yesterday. You guys in this forum, not Zaha. Don't score no goals.
Not me.
The Zaha is ridiculous. Zaha is unplayable. Unplayable. A lot of times, unplayable. No, but we get knocked in here a lot by Apollo a lot. By the way, Zaha makes Man U look like they can't play football.
Why do you think
with
no
the
top team has come out for him?
And
because Crystal Palace. Wait, couple of things. Crystal Palace want too much money. Nobody want to pay £80 million last year. Wait. Oh no! We bought Pepe. What has Pepe done today?
No. I'm talking about Zaha. I'm saying.
So is Pepe worth more than Zaha? Is Pepe worth more than Zaha?
No.
Well, of course he is because he gets more assists and scores more goals.
No, man. Put Zaha into our team and Zaha is doubling that guy's output. I'm sorry.
Don't let me get the statistics table out so I can show you here. Zaha
the stats are overrated. The stats sometimes don't tell the story.
Yeah,
guys. Crystal Palace scored 32 goals last year, 31 or 32 goals the entire season. Crystal Palace, the football team, since Zaha scored 2 goals, they scored just over 30 goals for the entire season. They're a defensive team. Yesterday, he made Man U look stupid. He destroyed us the year before. That's what we didn't make top 4. He destroyed us. whatever we said, Aubameyang destroyed the team with his play. Forget about the goals, with his play. Whenever we say Pepe destroyed the team with his play, we're missing the big picture sometimes. Anyway, I won't belabor the point around this. I do think that we need more creativity up front, not just in the midfield. Yes, we need a war. Well, I don't know if we need a war because I've seen him play, and the Premier League is a different kettle of fish. We need Partey, definitely. And you know what? Pepe has to do better. Pepe has to do better as he won't play. He's poor defensively. And you know what? When he gets the ball, he's not doing what Zaha does. He's not getting fouled enough. He's not beating the people enough. He's not creating where the defense have to have 3 people go at him. You can play him one-on-one and get away with it. With his skills, that should not be the case. So anyway, the only man in the match I had was Antonio, was my man of the match for us.
He was good.
Because I could have scored that goal. He saved us yesterday. That was my man of the match. I had no man of the match. No one was good enough to be man of the match. Would have been Laka, because I think Laka held up the ball beautifully yesterday. He gets blamed because he can't really run, but he's a great hold-up player. Not good, great hold-up player. 3 people, 4 people around him, he still retains possession. And he's been scoring of late. But Antonio was my man of the match. Even though he bullied holding, that ball on his thigh that he tried to use his thigh instead of using his head, he gave the game away for West Ham yesterday. So that's my man of the match was Antonio. Not an Arsenal player.
Okay, so looking at your highest rated Arsenal player, who was that?
My highest, I think, was Gabriel and Laka. They both get 6.5.
Okay, so then that's who we have to take as your. I know you're not giving an official.
But I gave Antonio a 7.
Yeah, but that's fine. But we got 40 people in the chat who come here and listen to you every week, and they want to know who your man of the match is. So you have to give them something.
And I'm saying it's the opposition player because he's the best for us.
They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They want to know.
We weren't good enough to have man of the match. We weren't good enough. We weren't good enough to have man of the match.
So Neomis, we're gonna
accept it. We got the win.
Yeah, so we're gonna go with cricket ball. Aubameyang 6.5, Lacazette 7, Willian 5. He hasn't given Eddie Nketiah a mark. We don't really do the subs here, but because he was a game winner, enough people are throwing out 7s and 8s for Nketiah. Elliot is going Willian 5, Lacazette 6, Aubameyang 5. Rodriguez is going Willian 5, Lacazette 7, Aubameyang 6. Rudy, yeah, what's up, rude boy? Rudy's going with Willian 6, Aubameyang 6, Nketiah 7.5, Lacazette 7. KG's gone for 6. Is that across the board, my brother? No, it isn't, because you've given me another figure here. KG's gone Aubameyang 6.5, Lacazette 6.5, Eddie 7. What's up, Miguel? What's going on, bro? Hope everything's going on well with you guys. If you're not subscribed to Igal's channel, please go to his channel, EGTV. It's a brand new channel, only been going for a week. You guys know he worked with me, African Gooner, and Sonny on Sonny TV, Sonny Unfiltered previously before. He's now going out all by himself. So show him the love and support that you've showed all across the board when it comes to Arsenal fans. And yeah, great channel he's got going on there. He's going to go far. He'll hit his numbers, and he provides good content daily. So definitely help him out. Where we go? I'm Too Bad For You has gone for Willian 5, Lack of Threat 7. I like that. I hear Lacazette and Lack of Threat. I like that. Aubameyang 6. Vincey's gone for Willian 6.1. That's a decent score for Willian, Vincey. Laka 7, Aubameyang 6.5, Eddie 6.7, Pepe 5. Victor's gone for Aubameyang 7, Eddie 6, Laka 6, Willian 6. And Antibad's gone for Eddie 6.5. Purple's gone Aubameyang 6, Laka 7.2, Willian 6, Eddie 7.5. I'll come to the rest afterwards when I finish with Neomis. Neomis, you got the conch.
So Willian, I gave a 6. I think probably the one word that really summed him up was just really ineffective. I thought that he worked hard for the team, tried, but just didn't show anything on what he showed in the Fulham game. So for me, he was quite disappointing. But you just have to hope that whenever he gets another chance into the team, he'll be able to show what he previously showed. For me, Lacazette gets a 7. I thought he played well. Again, worked hard for the team. Scored a fantastic goal with the header. Hold the ball up correctly. Again, I don't think that he's the answer up front, just because I think you all probably figured out Eddie Nketiah is probably one of my favorite Arsenal strikers, and I would prefer him up front. But nevertheless, Lacazette played well. I can't dispute that. So well done for him on that one. And I think competition is good for the team. He keeps performing as he wants, as he is, and he'll help to push Eddie Nketiah to start in the first team and be better than him. So it's all good. Aubameyang, I gave a 7. I thought that he, in a way, was the unsung hero. I thought he worked incredibly hard. I think he sacrificed for a bit at the team. There were times when he did go a bit missing and lost the ball quite a bit, but I thought it was a decent performance, and he got the assist for the first goal, which is, for me, the reason why I gave a 7. And then Eddie, unfortunately, I only have to give him a 7. Just because he was on the pitch for just a short period of time, but to come up off the pitch as a sub and in 13 minutes to be able to win the game for Arsenal as a young player coming through the academy, I mean, it's just fantastic. I probably would have given him man on the match, but he would have had to be on the pitch for at least.
Yeah, some people have. Yeah.
I mean, I can understand why they do, but for me, like he would have had to be on the pitch for at least 30 minutes, maybe 45, and performed well and done other things for me to give him man of the match. But I thought he was absolutely brilliant. So hopefully he gets a game to start on, was it Wednesday against Leicester, or at least next week Monday against Liverpool. Excellent.
So we've got Purple Gunner, who's gone. Why can't I see that? Oh, here it is. Aubameyang 6, Laka 7.2, Willian 6, Eddie 7.4. Eddie's just smoking it up right now. D's gone. Willian 6.5, always probing available, offers great semblance of both ends. Lacazette 6, got his goal, holds the ball up well, but his tank is empty after 55 minutes. Agreed. Aubameyang 6, got the assist. I really like. Look, Aubameyang played a decent game yesterday, and sometimes captains have to be the odd man out and do all the dirty work. He did the dirty work yesterday. Cool K has gone for Willian 4, Laka 6, Uber 6, Eddie 7, and Pepe 6. Where are we? We've got 18. 18's gone for Willian 5, Lacazette 6, Nketiah 8, and Aubameyang 7. Aubameyang 7. We've got, is Ebster in an abandoned railway carriage? No, she's not in abandoned. She's not being kidnapped. And she's still fine. My brother, what's going on, Alex, man? What's going on, Alex? Another excellent Arsenal channel there for you guys, which is Canon for the TV. And he's nearly hitting 10K subscribers now, man. Alex, get in there, son. What's this? You can't make Bertrand play the game. Cricket Ball's gone for Eddie 7.5. Carletto is just saying Zaha scored 3 goals last season and 4 goals. Yeah, he's not good, mate. People talk about Zaha. I have no idea. You know what it reminds me of? Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, when people say, yeah, he's better than Walker. No product whatsoever. Pepe had double the goals and double the assists, and I'll take Pepe all day long. Elliot saying Nketiah gets a 7. Every week this guy's asking me for the conch. Thanks for the £10. I appreciate that. I'll check my PayPal, and I really do appreciate my brother. Thank you very much for that. Guys, hit a like on the video, please. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps the channel get recommended to all Arsenal fans. Osman saying every player was a 5 except Saka and Gabriel, who were a 6. Klasnach was a 2. So how much was Leno? Okay. Kuke saying Nketiah is the real deal. I don't think we've got any more scores here at the moment. So, Tony, you got the conch.
Okay, so I find it funny that people are scoring Pepe and Nketiah, but nobody's mentioning David Luiz. I know he came on late, but if you are going to score people on the basis of 13 minutes work, then I guess David Luiz ought to get some kind of recognition. He did come on and play. Willian had a poor game, so he's getting a 4. Laka had a decent game, good assist. I'm going to give him 6.5. Laka worked his socks off and got a goal, so he's getting a 7. In terms of the substitutes, let's make that differential. If you come on with 13 minutes to play and the opposition defense is tired and you get sent a sitter, you should score. So all this great movement, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's his job. He didn't do anything unusual. He didn't beat 16 players and chip the goalkeeper from 30 yards. I like the kid. I'm not dissing the kid, but let's be honest. He came on with 13 minutes to go against the tired legs of West Ham and got on the end of an assist from another player who came on. Well, no, Ceballos didn't come on.
Yeah, Tony, take what Naomi said and put that through your thought process. Arsenal Academy player coming up in a big game when they needed him.
I love it.
Okay.
I'm not knocking Eddie, but I'm not going overboard with the people who are going, Eddie gets an 8 for 13 minutes work. And some who going, he's a man of the match.
Sorry, then we finished the game 1-1. Simple as that, isn't it?
No, man, but his point is to score.
For scoring the goal, but listen, you come on and you get 30 minutes to do a job, and he scored a goal, which he got laid on a plate. But he didn't set the world on fire when he came on and beat 16 men and nutmeg 13 players and all these other things to warrant 8 when other players played 90. So I'm going to give him a cool 6. I'm going to give, who else came on? Pepe gets 4. David Luiz gets 4. Because I'm being fair. They came on late in the game.
Yeah, but you come on late and, there's, you're not sort of negated from being the man of the match, coming on late in the game and having a winner. We've seen it happen. Yeah, we've seen it happen plenty of times.
Score 2 goals, 3 goals, you can be man of the match. But when you get a tap in 13 minutes, you can't be man of the match. Don't be silly. Come on.
Well, listen, Tony.
No. You can't be if you're one of my favorite players. You can be.
Tony.
That's how we breathe.
Tony,
if you're one of my favorite players, you're a man of the match.
That's your opinion. That's what we're here for. Kuke has hit it right on the nail. Andy Cole, Dwight York, Apollo, Low. I believe it now. Release the Nketiah. I love that, bro. Rodriguez is saying, you need to stop saying Eddie is better than Laka. Do you really believe Eddie can stand up to the big 5? If that's a question for me, yes, I do. Yes, I do, bro. In fact, I think he's just going to be a brilliant player, and I think that he's got a good future with the England setup as well. But look, if you've got James Vardy quit England because they weren't even playing him, he warned Danny Ings. He said, "Bro, I retired from England because I have led the Premiership in scoring, and they still won't play me." Yeah, because they got this Harry Kane thing going on. He's undroppable. They're going to live and die with Kane, regardless how many years I'm going to outscore him. So Vardy quit. And I feel sorry for Danny Ings, because I think that Danny Ings is one of the most underrated players in the league, man. And I wish that he would get a deal with a big team, and Jimenez as well for Wolves. I wish that those guys can do so much damage if they play for big teams.
Tony, do you agree with that sentiment, Tony? You agree with that sentiment? Be careful.
Don't be careful. I'll tell you my logic. over the decades.
No, but let him answer the question.
Is already with a big team, because Wolves. People who discount Wolves as not being a big team, you're wrong. They're right up there. They got ballers. I mean, they've lost the player in Jota, no doubt, but they've got a great manager and they have good players. So let's not, discount Wolves as a lowly team. Yeah. Danny Ings is slowly coming around my way. I'm gonna have to say it. You and I were in total disagreement about Danny Ings at the start of last season, but I have to give credit where credit is due. He had a fantastic season.
He's not a Harry Kane level, though. He's not a Harry Kane level. We ain't going that far. I have to stop it before Tony says something I think he's gonna regret. Not that far. Don't go that far.
So it's not easy sometimes to really see talent. You gotta watch people's touches, their movement, how they make a pass, how they control, how they run off the ball, create space for others. I was calling out Traore 3 years ago. I've been calling out Danny Ings 2 years ago. I call up players not when they become good. I've been calling out Zaha 5 years ago when he went to Man U. Because you know why? I can see if you get good coaching, we can do with the talent. Traore was like a young male running around, but you can see the innate quality. Just like Pepe has quality, but Pepe has to get stronger, get bigger, get more physical. Some people have quality. If you coach the quality manifests itself. Right? Danny Ings has quality.
Yeah, he has quality.
But he's British, and he hasn't played for the big teams, so he doesn't get the respect.
He's off the ball play.
Listen,
it's so essential to that team.
It's
really
all
is.
subjective because you and I have different views on different players. We know that. You think El Neni's bread and butter. I think
No. I think El Neni is the best we have today, but we need better. I've said this. He's better than Xhaka, and Ceballos to me is overrated. That's why Zinedine Zidane doesn't play him.
That's why we can't agree.
And that's fine. And that's fine, guys, because that's what we're here for, to hear everybody's opinion. D is saying...
Ceballos is not better than Guendouzi. Not better than Guendouzi.
Came on and showed up the back line. Should have started. He's saying Luis should have started. Started against City. No, but he was injured against City and he didn't start the game, remember. He came off the bench and he was only 70% fit. He's gone Pepe 5, needs to be more aggressive. Eddie a 7, man of the match, stayed locked in. So we do have a man of the match right there. I love the comment from Carletto. Carletto's just killing me. Game of the day, Jacksonville 30, Tennessee 30. I hear you. Ebony, you got the conch. Ebony, you still there?
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Willian didn't have a... Yeah? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Willian had a poor game as far as I'm concerned. He only gets a 4. There was no spark there at all. I don't know whether he's tired or, maybe he was doing something extracurricular, but he just wasn't in the game for me. Laka, I give him a 6. Yes, he scored the goal. I'm happy that he's got another goal. But this thing whereby he scores a goal and he just disappears, he dissipates after that. I don't know. Maybe he's tired. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's not doing enough in training. I don't know. But he seems to tire out after 60, 70 minutes. So something needs to happen for him to actually get match fit. Aubameyang wasn't in the game for me at all. I'm going to give him a 5. He was almost non-existent.
He got an assist, Ebony.
Yes, he got an assist, but yeah, that's why I said he got an assist. But apart from that, he didn't really do a great deal. He doesn't create a great deal apart from the odd assist. He's not a great passer, but he's a goal scorer. So if you're gonna play, as far as I'm concerned, if you're gonna play Aubameyang, you need to play him up in the middle and not on the left or the right. He needs to be in the middle and he needs to be fed because he's a player that you feed. So that's as far as I'm concerned. You disagree, Tony? You're disagreeing, Tony?
I am disagreeing because unfortunately, when you can't hold the ball up and you can't feed players, the worst place you should be is up top. He's better off coming off the wing where he is. He is better off. As I keep saying, Lacazette, is not the best up the top, but he's better than Aubameyang is.
He can hold the ball up, though. That's the thing. And that's what he did yesterday.
Lacazette can hold the ball up.
Yeah, he can.
He is not that guy. I'm telling you, he's not that guy.
I know.
Yeah, so here's one thing. Aubameyang never has a great game if he doesn't score.
Yeah, I agree.
Ever.
That is true. That is true. Unfortunately. But hey ho, yes, we won and West Ham were unlucky and West Ham could have got a penalty, which, as far as I'm concerned, it was ball to hand as opposed to hand to ball. But it's one of those. But for me, Lacazette, he's good, but I wish he could actually last a whole game. I don't know what it is. Maybe the Premiership is too much for him, and we've only just realised this now.
Okay, so before we go into that, Crazy is saying Willian was poor. He gets a 5. Lacazette gets a 6.5. Aubameyang, no, 6.5. Yeah, Aubameyang gets a 6 for the assist. Where else? He's mentioned something about. Where is it here? He's mentioned something about Eddie Nketiah. Can't find it though. 18 saying Eddie Nketiah was the man of the match.
13 minutes.
Where is it? I can't find it. Okay.
My point exactly. You can't be man of the match. You played 13 minutes. Unless you
if you're a substitute, you can't be man of the match. I mean, yes, you got the winner.
Score a hat trick in that time, but you only scored a tap in.
Yeah, but still, it's a goal, and I'm happy for him.
No, I think for some people is that you've heard of who love Nketiah. It's his movement, his brilliant movement that got him to that position. His ability to evade the defender. Let me commentate on this. Evade the defender, leaving his wings. It's his pace that got him to a position to score that wonderful goal that gave us the win. It's brilliant.
Okay, so
my sarcasm is killing me, but
yes.
I can't help it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Merchant's finally seeing the way.
So, guys, let's shift. Let's shift to this. To actually, no. Let's let African Gooner get his saying, and then we'll go over to the polls. African Gooner, you got the conch.
Cool. So yeah, the first one in terms of what Bertram was saying, giving 7 to Antonio, I think that's a disgraceful score. I think that guy gets a 9. Phenomenal. That guy literally gave us so many issues, and we knew he was. This guy's a right wing back, left wing back who's playing as a striker because he can literally play anywhere on the pitch. That's how good he is, right? He's so versatile, and he causes a lot of problems. So I think that he 7 for me, yeah, that really hurt me. And it's, I mean, I'd take that guy in our team. He'd be useful in our team any day. So I just wanted to mention that. The second thing is in terms of what Bertram was saying about Zaha, 100% Zaha's a better player than Pepe. Now that I look at it, I would have taken Zaha over Pepe any day. And I'll also go on to say that Willian is better than Pepe. And I'll get into the reasons of why. And I'm sorry, it's from what I see. It's from what I see, right? So
okay, guys, a poll is going up. I'm going to poll this shit right now, man. A poll's going up on the YouTube channel. I have to put it up there.
So just before you put up the poll, right? Zaha plays for a Crystal Palace team that is very weak. He's their main player. Not only that, last season he barely played, in the first half of the season, and he doesn't want to be playing there. So
no big team wants him. Nobody wants him.
Wait, let me just say this. We're 2 games in. Zaha has 3 goals. Let me just say this already this season. He has 3 goals already.
He had 5 for the whole of our season.
It doesn't matter. We're talking about this season. He has 3 goals this season. And he destroyed Man U, by the way. Totally destroyed Man U.
Man U sold him. Man U sold him. They got rid of him. They ran him out of town.
So Andrew, Zaha is worth 30 million right now. And there's a possibility that Arsenal could swap Nelson to get Zaha. I would take that any day. I put that on my Twitter a couple of days ago, and people were like saying we don't need a striker and stuff. I mean, Zaha would be incredible for us on that left wing. Put Aubameyang as the striker and have Pepe on the right and Willian as the 10. Oh my God, my jaw is dropping. That is as good as you can get for Arsenal. There's nothing really better than that.
So, guys, do you want to add another name in there? I've said, who would you choose for the future of Arsenal, Pepe or Zaha? Should I just leave it like that? Just leave it like that,
Zaha. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Question.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah, go on, African Gooner, go on.
No stress. I mean, I'm just seeing off of what I see, right? Yeah, Pepe comes on and he runs straight off into the sidelines while he's trying to dribble a player. Come on. No, and I love Pepe, but he's not giving us what we need, and we can't keep making excuses for him. I'm sorry, he just doesn't have it. He's not worth 70 million. I'm not saying he's a best player.
It doesn't matter how much he's worth. That's what we paid for him. That's not his fault. It's not his
price.
What matters? what matters is what he does on the pitch. He had 8 goals and 9 assists last season, which is comparable to Willian. Willian had 11 goals, 9 assists last season. It's comparable to Willian. So
fair enough. So I'll get into my description about Willian. I'm giving him a 6. I think people are being harsh on him. I think defensively he was phenomenal. He tried. He gave it his best. The team wasn't performing well, and I think that when he got taken off, to be honest, I didn't really want him to be taken off because he's one of those players that can score at any moment. He can create anything out of nothing, and I want to see him on the pitch usually till the end. While saying that as well, I mean, the difference between Willian and Pepe, you can see it. You can see that Willian has been in this league for a very long time. He loses the ball less than Pepe, and he feels more creative for me than Pepe, and he can dribble more players than Pepe. As of right now, from the last game that I saw, Willian and Pepe, I think Willian is a better player, and I can see why we're starting Willian over Pepe. In terms of Lacazette, I did call it on the chat, guys. I did say that Lacazette was going to score, and 2 weeks ago, before the season started, I did come on here and say I'm putting my neck on the line for Lacazette, that he's going to score 15 goals this season. And I stick by that 100%. Ebony was saying that she wishes he could play the whole 90 minutes. I actually don't. I like the way we have it right now. Let Lacazette do his thing for 60, 70 minutes and then bring on Eddie to just run riots and tire the defense out and score if he can. So for me, Lacazette, a 7, brilliant header, holds up the ball. I still feel like, our midfield is so weak, which is one of the reasons why he doesn't get enough chances in the final third. But I'm going to give him a 7. I think Aubameyang was very poor. I'm giving him a 6 as well. He was out of the game. The assist he had was basically all he did all game. He can't hold the ball. He can't dribble. He can't create. As a captain, I'd expect him to want the ball, get the ball from Saka, turn and beat players and try to make something happen. And he just doesn't do that enough for me. So, I'm going to give him a 6. It wasn't the greatest. In terms of Eddie, I'm giving him a 7. I think that, again, you can't gas him he's not my man of the match. He's the second player closest to the man of the match. My man of the match is Gabriel, and then I'm going to go for Eddie Nketiah. I think it was a very easy goal for him to score. And listen, if he comes on, every game in the last 20 minutes and scores like that, then you can make a case for him to start. Until then, this is what he needs to do. He needs to come on and prove that he should be starting. And the only way to do that is to contribute either with an assist or a goal. And let's not get it right. Let's not get it wrong. I mean, that goal, as Tony said, I mean, literally, my grandma could have scored that. Yeah. So, yeah, it's good that he was in the position. Great movement. Eto, as we all call him. I mean, as some of us call him. Scored the goal. So give him the props where he is due. He scored, and that's all you can ask from him. So good game.
So let's type a few questions here. Andrew's saying, was the team's shape against West Ham a contribution to the overall performance? I wouldn't say the shape. I think it is just the personnel. The team sheet is what done Arteta in yesterday, and the tactics were all over the place. I mean, he said that they had the best week of training, but yet when you saw the pressing was just dysfunctional. The players were giving away the ball in the first 15, 20 minutes.
The pressing was non-existent in large chunks of the game.
Yeah, it was awful.
Really bad.
And I noticed we only press the good. If we come up against a Man City, a Liverpool, a Chelsea, we press with intent. But when we're playing these teams, even against Fulham, we didn't press at all against Fulham. We just let the game flow. Everybody took their time. Everybody just played this. There was hardly any pressing at all. There was a little, but it wasn't to the level of where we've seen when we play a top team. Like when we play Liverpool next week, be sure that you're going to be seeing a completely different team, because when Arteta has the game tactics for those top tier teams, it's completely different, and the pressing is going to be. Look how we beaten Liverpool in the past when he's got Nketiah and Aubameyang and Saka just running them down, just not giving them any time on the ball on the back line and forcing them into mistakes. He does it against City as well. It's just a different team. So I don't think it was the formation, my brother. I think it was more the personnel that was the problem. Guys, I'm going to go to the polls. Is there anything you want to say before I go to the polls?
Yeah, I was just going to say that Arteta said that Kolasinac had a good game, yeah? So you also have to take whatever he says with a pinch of salt, right? So that's all I wanted to say.
Right, let's see if we can improve this. So I've just put the poll up. Let me just refresh the page because that's right. We've got 6 votes already. Who would you choose for the future of Arsenal? 6 people. I only put that up 5 minutes ago. 6 people voted. All of them have said Pepe. 100% Pepe, 0% Saha. But this is what we wanted to talk about. Who was your man of the match? 83 people have voted. Gabriel, 64%. Second is Nketiah with 12%. Third, Ceballos. Sorry?
Is it 11 or 12?
11.
12%. It's 12. I'm looking at it now. I can see it on my screen. It's 12%. Yeah. Ceballos, 10%. And then Lacazette and Saka are tied. Can you not see? Let me see if I can blow that up a little bit.
It might be an older version because it says 11% on this one.
Yeah, I've just refreshed it. So hold on. Let me just do that again. Let me get rid of it and then put it back up. And maybe that might make a difference. I don't know if it says, yeah, it still says 12% on mine. But isn't that astonishing that we're here talking about, Nketiah shouldn't get man of the match for just coming on. And out of 83 Arsenal fans, Nketiah has the second highest score for man of the match. Says a lot, doesn't it? Let me just
go on and put mine. Since I see you put Nketiah as yours, let me just go put Lacazette or Ceballos and see if Nketiah is still second after that.
No, you can. I thought you guys.
I'm curious about something. So I'm curious about something. I'm confused. Nketiah played 13 minutes. We can't remember anything he did except scoring. Laka played about 70 minutes. He scored. He held the ball up. He played well. And yet, Nketiah gets a better grade because we think these fans are representative of what the outcome should be. I am confused.
I gave him a better score, by the way. I didn't give him a better score. I gave him
the match.
Yes.
I
also gave him the same.
You cannot give man of the match to somebody who's on for 13 minutes, whether they score or not.
Guys, remember, that is your individual opinion. Everyone else.
Yeah, really? You just confused when someone said they gave a grade of 7. You're like, 6% for Xhaka? Really?
Yeah, because I was surprised. But listen, yes, I was surprised.
But why is their opinion? It's their opinion.
Yes, that's right. So I was surprised, but it's their opinion. So you didn't hear me. You didn't hear me call them out, did you? Did I call them out? No, I didn't.
You said it 4 times. You said it 4 times. You called them out.
I could not believe it. Bro, I saw someone give Klasnach a 6. I was like, at the end of the day, I don't believe it, but that's your opinion. And if that's what you
say. So here's one thing I've observed, actually. So we said, I'm going to bring this up.
Hold on. Before you go and say something. Guys, remember in the chat, you were here to give your opinion so that we can see and we can discuss and we can talk about it. Yeah?
So long as we agree with your opinion. So long as we agree with it. But anyway,
I've seen some comments here where people are saying that we're better than AFTV and all this stuff because we hear your voice and we hear your opinions and everything. That's how 101 was built. It was built as a foundation of a community. So I've got nothing against Robbie. Robbie has done an amazing job with AFTV, but I think what he's done is he's gone with these guys, the regulars as they call them, and for me, he's not branching out. He needs to branch out more and talk to new fans and bring some new life and breathe some new life into the channel by just going out and finding out what the community is all about. And I think that I told him I do this show because it brings different Arsenal fans together, and we want to hear what you all got to say. But look, it works because Troops. Look up, people love Troops, but now he's leaving, so it is what it is, man. Bertram, you got the conch.
So here's what I find interesting. So we said Leno is a great shot stopper. He's poor on crosses, and he gets lambasted and berated in a number of different forums. We said Abba is a great goal scorer, a poor passer, poor hold-up player, not creative, and he's endeared to everyone. He's great. He's lauded. What am I missing in that equation? One score goals, one try to prevent goals, and yet we're saying Leno is nonsense, dirt, he's inept, and we're saying Abba should be paid whatever he needs to get. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. One prevent goals, one score goals. Their role is supposed to be similar.
Yeah, so the stigma is that strikers always get more plotted than goalkeepers. I think that's historically. So that also has to be accounted for, right? I mean, we see Oba scoring goals, and it's celebrated much more than Leno saving goals. So that has to be said. I'm not disagreeing or agreeing with you. I'm just saying that's a factual, stigma that definitely plays into why people, applauded Aubameyang more than Leno.
I got a question here, guys. I've got a question from Crazy. Crazy saying, Apollo, why is Arsenal still going for forward players and we still need a centre back next to Gabriel if we're not going to play Saliba? Well, actually, Arsenal they're going for midfielders right now. They're chasing these two midfielders. They're going for a backup goalkeeper. Really, they should be going for a starting goalkeeper, but that's another conversation altogether. Guys, bro, we've got 10 centre backs. 10, and one of them have been sent out on loan, and we've got currently 9 centre backs. So we don't need centre backs at the moment, my brother. That's the least of our problems right now. So
I think the question should be more around how many quality centre backs do we have versus how many centre backs?
Well, we don't have a lot of quality players in the team as a whole in the 25. So I think you can spread that across the board. And Andrew said, isn't it coincidental that Martinez leaves and the performance dips? Guys, listen, that's it from us today. Guys. Any closing comments from you guys?
Yeah, I do. I have one. If you guys don't mind, I'll go first. My closing remarks is, again, we got lucky. I have no confidence going into Leicester. By the way, Liverpool is going to smack us up 3-4-0. I'm saying it now. I'm being real. We're going to get smacked up, and Bertram's comment about, we tied them 1-1, that's going to come back and slap you in the face, because I'm telling you, that was a different team. This team that we're going to play against on Saturday, they're going to smack us apart, and that's the only time that we're actually going to go and buy Partey. As I said a couple of weeks ago, we're going to lose to Liverpool 3-4-0, and the fan base is going to go into meltdown, because we're actually going to realize, holy crap, we're an average team, and that's when we're going to put pressure onto the board to actually go and put the money for Partey or Aouar. And this is classic Arsenal, buy out of, literally fan meltdown and do it too late. So
I just want to say one thing there quickly. There was no Maitland-Niles yesterday, no Tierney.
Fair enough, but yes. I still think in midfield we're just too weak, and they just bought Thiago. They're gonna overrun us and just keep creating chances. We're gonna be able to defend, but eventually a team that just keep coming on you, and then Xhaka is in. And Kolasinac might be.
I'll counter that perspective, which is, it all depends on who Arteta plays. So if I get my donkey on the field, my favorite donkey on the field, as Tony calls him, and I get Amen and Tierney on the field, I play Nketiah up front. It's all about putting people who like to give pressure, don't like to receive pressure.
Agreed.
Nobody can play football under pressure. You're not that brilliant, unless you're like Thiago, I think is exceptional. But most people can't take pressure. So you play Amen, you play Tierney on the left. Saka has to sit on the bench. Game's too physical for him. You play Nketiah up front to pressure my mistake friend, who's the best center back in the world. You play on the right William. You play that team that's compact, that's defensive, that has a lot of vigor, that works really hard, that's committed, that can run all day, and you give Liverpool a game. I watched Liverpool today. They won the game, but Chelsea only lost the game after what's his name got sent off the field. They didn't lose the game before that. It was 0-0 until then, and they got chances too. That's so true. Even though Liverpool is brilliant, and when I watch them against Leeds, they leak goals sometimes. And right now we have a CM playing centre back for Liverpool. He's not a real centre back. I don't think Timo did a great job of beating him. By the way, I think if you had a little more creativity, he would have got by him. So let's not say we're gonna get run over. If we play the right team, we won't. If we don't, and play Ceballos and Xhaka in the middle, when Ceballos has to run lead his position, or Saka doesn't cover defensively because he gets bulldozered, it'd be a rough afternoon.
The first one on that, Bertram, is that first goal. You were talking about it. That first goal was absolutely incredible. All three of their front players literally creating something out of thin air. Imagine them doing that to us. They're going to slice us. My point is, you're right. We might not be rolled over if we play the right team. But even with the right team, we're still underdogs. We're still at a disadvantage. And that says everything about how good our team is. Our team is not good enough.
African Gooner, the only difference, my only concern, and the reason why I predicted us finishing 4th to now 6th is Leno. He is the defining factor. When we beat all them teams on the back end of last year, he wasn't there. Martinez was there. When we were losing, it was Leno that was in goal. And Leno saved us a couple of times. Yeah, Leno with his acrobatic save, but he also cost us with his mistakes. So he was part of the problem, not part of the solution. Martinez was the solution, and we sold him. So
here's what's important. Here's what's important. Liverpool plays a high line. Timo was getting behind them all day. Even with 10 men, if you play Aubameyang on the left and we have Tierney playing the ball over the top or Xhaka over the top, we can get behind Liverpool's defense. Because those two wing backs are playing like left wingers, and Edison doesn't always cover as quickly as he should. So we can actually get behind him and create chances. We just have to take our chances and play very compact. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Okay, guys, Bertram, so I got to shut it down, guys. I got to shut it down. We're at 2 hours now. Bertram, where can we find you, bro?
Arsenal 101, my favorite and only channel.
You'd be surprised how many people. I know people who have just got a Facebook. No lie. This is no lie. I know people who have just got a Facebook account just to come on the 104. In fact, I know 3 or 4 of them on there that have just said, Apollo, I've just opened up a Facebook account so that I can just come on the forum. Serious. A few of them you guys already know. Neomis, where can we find you? Shout out your channel, bro.
Yeah, you can find me on my channel, AFC Neomis, as well as on Twitter, AFC Neomis as well.
Excellent. Tony, where can we find you, bro?
It's not there.
All right, sorry. There you go.
Titles up underneath. There we go. As you can see, at the Pugilist Boy on the gram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube.
Excellent. African Gooner, where can we find you, my brother?
You can find me on Twitter at African Gooner, and you can find me on the 101 on Arsenal Facebook page. And lastly, Arsenal, you better make a move on. I'm tired. I can't keep waiting every day. Nothing is happening. Sell Torreira, get Partey, and let's get done with this crap, man. I'm tired of waiting.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. All right then, guys, that's it from us at 101. We love everybody in the channel. Thank you for all your contributions, the money that you've sent into the channel, all of the payments that you guys make really works. I love the new format of the show. I really do. It works. It's slimline. The presentation is better, feels more professional, and we can pretty much do whatever we want now. We've got a few shows that we put out every week. And I just love what we're doing here. I'm really proud of you guys. My panel is amazing. The African Gooner, Bertram, Ebony, the Dan, Neomis, Tony, and all the stuff that's coming on that we've had from the help with Nabil was here yesterday. Vincey was here yesterday. And everybody, look, man, it's 101's a beautiful thing. It's a lovely community. And I hope you guys enjoy it. If you're not on the Facebook page, the description is below. Look for it right now while I go and watch a Skins game. Check it out, people. Speak to you later.
How about them Cowboys losing again?
They're losing, bro. Listen, guys, I'm out. Peace. Right back at you. Have a good one, man.